What if one broken promise could destroy an entire village's faith in friendship forever? This is the story of Nyoka, a magnificent snake who begged for acceptance, made a sacred vow, and then broke it in one terrible moment when he thought nobody was watching. But here's the twist. He wasn't evil, he was just weak. And sometimes, that's so much worse. If you love stories that hit your heart and change how you see trust, drop a like and tell me in the comments, what's the most important promise you've ever made? And make sure you're following because these folktales don't just entertain, they transform how we see ourselves and the world. Now settle in, because this African tale about a snake, a little chick named Cuckoo, and a promise that changed everything, is about to break your heart and rebuild it with wisdom. Let's begin. The snake who made one promise that destroyed everything. A story that will change how you see trust forever. In the village of Amani, where enemies had learned to be family, lived a lonely snake named Nyoka. He was beautiful, scales like liquid emeralds, but completely alone. Every creature fled when they saw him coming. One evening, desperate for friendship, Nyoka slithered into the village square where all the animals gathered. "Please," he begged, his voice breaking with loneliness. "I just want to belong somewhere. I'm tired of being feared." Little Cuckoo the chicken, barely more than a chick, peeked out from behind her mother's wing. Instead of fear, her eyes held curiosity and hope. Wise old Baba Kobe, the ancient tortoise who had seen everything, spoke slowly. "We could welcome you, snake. But only if you make us a sacred promise. Swear by the stars themselves that you will never harm a single creature here." Nyoka's heart pounded. This was his chance, maybe his only chance, at having a family. "I swear it," he whispered, lowering his magnificent head to the dusty ground. "By my ancestors' bones, by the eternal moon, I promise I will never hurt anyone in this village." The forest fell silent. Then slowly the animals began to smile. For 30 beautiful days, Nyoka lived the sweetest life he'd ever known. Tembo the elephant shared his shade. Kima the monkey split his ripest fruits. The birds sang him songs at sunset. But it was little Cuckoo who became his dearest friend, running to him each morning with her wings flapping in excitement. "Nyoka, Nyoka, teach me to move like water again." Watching her tumble and giggle as she tried to slither, Nyoka felt something he'd never experienced, pure joy. For the first time in his life, he understood what love meant. But deep in his belly, the old hunger stirred. The sweet fruits weren't enough. His predator instincts whispered seductively, "Just one small bite. No one would know. And you're so hungry." "No," Nyoka hissed to himself. "I gave my word." But promises are tested not when everyone's watching, but in the dark hours when we think we're alone. On a moonless night, while the village slept in trusting peace, Nyoka found himself moving toward the chicken coop. The scent was overwhelming. His mouth watered. His pupils dilated to black coins. He thought of Cuckoo's laughter, of Baba Kobe's trust, of the songs they sang together. For one shining moment, he almost turned away. Then hunger roared louder than honor. Snap. It was done. Down his throat went not just a meal, but his sacred vow, his place in paradise, his first and only chance at belonging. Dawn came like an accusation. Mama Cuckoo's screams shattered the morning peace. "My baby, where is my baby?" Feathers lay scattered like fallen snow. The village erupted into chaos, searching, calling, hoping against hope. It was the wild dogs. Nyoka lied smoothly when questioned. "I saw them near the river." But Baba Kobe's ancient eyes held depths of knowing sadness. "The wild dogs haven't been here for months, child." Above them, Bwana Owl spread his magnificent wings and spoke with the weight of witnessed truth. "I have seen what I have seen. The one who broke his sacred promise knows his crime." Every eye turned to Nyoka. The silence stretched like a bowstring about to snap. Little Cuckoo, tears streaming down her tiny face, whispered the question that shattered everything. "Nyoka, do you know where my sister went? She loved you so much. She always said you were nice." The words hit Nyoka like physical blows. looking into Cuckoo's eyes that still held love for him despite everything. The lies died in his throat. His voice cracked. I broke my sacred promise. I took your sister. The hunger was stronger than my word. I am the monster you trusted. The reaction was swift and devastating. But it was Mama Cuckoo's soft weeping that broke him completely. She turned away, wings wrapped around little Cuckoo, who stared at Nyoka with a slow, horrible dawning of understanding. Why? Little Cuckoo whispered, her voice barely audible. I thought you were good. It was the simplest question in the world, and the most impossible to answer. I don't know, Nyoka said, and for once, it was absolute truth. When the moment came, I chose to be the snake I've always been instead of the friend I wanted to become. Baba Kobe approached slowly, looking older now, as if betrayal had carved new lines in his weathered shell. Do you understand what you've done, Nyoka of the broken promise? I killed an innocent. More than that, you proved that some promises cannot be kept. That trust once given is never safe. The young ones who saw you welcomed, who began to believe anyone could choose goodness, what will they think when the next stranger seeks acceptance? The full weight crashed over him. He hadn't just killed one small chicken. He had murdered the village's faith in redemption itself. The judgment came wrapped in sorrow. You are banished, Nyoka wa Hadi Iliovanjwa, snake of the broken promise. You may not drink from our river or shelter beneath our trees. You are alone, as you chose to be when you broke faith with those who loved you. But it was Cuckoo's final words that became his eternal punishment. I wish I had never learned that friends could pretend to love you and then eat your family. As Nyoka slithered into exile, those words followed him into the wilderness. Years passed, and he became a shadow, hunting alone, sleeping alone, forever remembering what belonging felt like and knowing he would never feel it again. In Amani village, they still sing together each evening, but now their songs carry a new verse, a warning wrapped in melody about the snake who had everything and threw it away for one moment of weakness. And when travelers ask about the haunting lyrics, the elders share the story of Nyoka, saying, he was not evil, he was weak. And weakness that chooses to stay weak can cause more pain than malice ever could. The children of the forest learned the lesson well. A promise is like an egg. Once broken, it can never be put back together. When someone trusts you with their heart, guard it like the most precious treasure. For some things once lost are lost forever. And that is why, even today, when the night wind whispers through the tall grass and mothers tuck their little ones into bed, they tell this story, not to frighten, but to remind us all that trust is the most sacred thing we can give or receive, and breaking it doesn't just hurt others, it destroys the best parts of ourselves.